So I'll be doing a video review about Angela's Ashes written by Frank McCourt, which now Frank McCourt, during the time this book came out, was a 24-year-old man telling us all about the miserable childhood that he spent in England, in Ireland when he was 10 years old. So the book starts off with his mother, Angela's Ashes, Angela McCourt, and Malachy McCourt Sr., who had a baby out of wedlock. They were both extremely religious Christians, which now, and especially at the time of the Great Depression, World War II, so we're looking at the 30s, 1920s, 30s, that was very against their religion to have that baby out of wedlock because they were not married. So both parents were very upset. That first baby that they had together was Frank McCourt, who was our author. Overall, we are reading what 24-year-old Frank McCourt is teaching his students in New York, because he's a teacher in New York. Story starts off in New York. They end up getting married. His parents, they have 5 babies. They are very poor. They're getting help from their family, but it's during the Great Depression, so everybody's really hurting for money. So we know that, you don't know, but at their very youngest sister, they had 5 babies. Margaret, she died. The mother was very overcome with griefness. Their financial situation was just getting worse, so they had to go back to Limerick, Ireland, there's their hometown. Angela's family was supposed to help them out. Nobody really had money. All around the world was this Great Depression, so they had to live next to the local latrine, which basically the town bathroom. You're very poor if you live there. They had to ask around for money to even survive off of, even though nobody had it. Yet again, it's the Great Depression. Malachy Sr. was a total drunk, drank away all his earnings. So Frank McCourt was the oldest. He had to step up. He was getting these jobs to help support the family. Everybody was getting sick. He had, out of the 5 children, it was him. He had his youngest sister. He had his brother underneath him, and he had 2 twin boys, Eugene and Malachy Jr. They both ended up dying. The mother was way overcome with griefness. Everybody was sick all the time. The mother came down with tuberculosis, which made her really crave lemonade, but you'd have to read the book. That's kind of like a small detail. And so everyone was getting sick. Frank McCourt was trying to get this money on the low to come back to New York, be a teacher, make a better life for himself. He had a really rough childhood because he was very Christian. Catholic, His parents did raise him like that. He had a lot of problems staying out of trouble, which you'd find out if you read the book. So overall, a lot of sickness, a lot of grief. There's really no happy endings except for Frank McCourt, who does make it back to America. Becomes a teacher. It goes up to chapter 19, and we know that there is a sequel because chapter 19 just says to be continued, which we know there is a sequel. And spoiler alert, the book is called Angela's Ashes. His mother name is Angela McCourt, but she did not die in the book. Maybe in the sequel, but you'll have to read this book to find out what happens in the next. I think everything was great. Everything was lined up in an order of events, the sequence of which things happened, so it was very easy to follow. I think she could elaborate more on how their parents met in the first place. They just said that they hit it off and had the baby. So they're both very Catholic, so it's very out of the religion. The intended audience, or someone who'd really enjoy this book, is someone who enjoys reading about other people's trials, who want that dramatic feel. They want to keep reading when they turn a page. That's their type of book. I really enjoyed it, even though I enjoy more upbeat, positive stories. So that is Angela's Ashes in a nutshell, and I do recommend to anyone who loves that drama.